Inspired by the myth, written as a humorous, cinematic tale, while still grounded in the real historical misunderstanding. The Tomato Ban, a royal misunderstanding, a comedic historical tale. In the late 16th century, in a small but proud European kingdom, King Leopold IV was known for two things: his magnificent beard and his absolutely unshakable confidence in being right, even when he was spectacularly wrong. One summer evening, the royal chef presented the king with a strange, bright red fruit recently brought from the New World. "A delicacy, Your Majesty," the chef said, placing sliced tomatoes on an ornate pewter plate. King Leopold liked the look of them, shiny, bold, almost noble in color. He lifted one to his mouth with dramatic elegance. But minutes after his meal, he began to feel dizzy. His stomach churned. "This is it," he whispered dramatically. "Assassins." The royal doctor rushed in, took one look at the plate, and paled. The acidic tomato juice had mixed with the pewter, pulling out tiny flecks of lead. It wasn't enough to kill him, but it certainly made the king feel as though the world was melting. Unfortunately, the doctor never had time to explain the chemistry. Leopold sat up in bed, eyes wild. "The tomatoes are poisonous, and they almost succeeded in killing me." Before sunrise, he issued a decree. "By royal order, tomatoes are hereby banished from the kingdom. No growing, no cooking, no touching, for the safety of the crown." The courtiers gasped. The royal guards nodded solemnly. The scribes wrote it down with dramatic flair. And that was that. Tomatoes were outlawed. Meanwhile, in the villages, the common folk continued eating tomatoes on simple wooden plates with no problem at all. They watched the royal messenger riding from town to town shouting, "Beware the red fruit of doom!" The villagers bit into tomatoes and shrugged. "They seem fine to me." For decades, the kingdom avoided tomatoes. Farmers smuggled them across the border. Merchants whispered about them like forbidden treasure. Children dared each other to touch one and see if they'd drop dead immediately. And King Leopold? He lived a long life, proudly believing he had saved his people from a vegetable conspiracy. Only years later did scholars discover the truth. It wasn't the tomatoes. It was the lead in the fancy royal plates. But by then, the legend of the king who banned tomatoes had become a beloved story, told with laughter across the kingdom. And to this day, people chuckle at the memory of a king who was absolutely, completely, heartfeltly certain he was right, while being hilariously wrong.